everyone, I'm back again. Yes, 2 days in a row, maybe, possibly three. I have another video for you. I said that I was going to do my, favorites or items that I'm using that I like, and also answer some more questions that keep coming into my email box. And so I thought I would take that time to do that today. And and just to kind of answer some of your questions while I look over on my laptop to see what kind of questions that people have asked me that I have not answered since my last answer question video. First of all, let me just say thank you and welcome to all the new subscribers that I've received so far from August 1st to today. Thank you so much. I appreciate each and every one of you, as you know that. I do this because this is my way of reaching out and just doing something fun and different. I have had my YouTube channel, I think, since like 2011, I believe, and never really did anything with it until now. After watching a lot of craft videos and things like that, I finally decided, okay, let me go ahead and do something. So here I am, doing what little bit that I do. A little bit about me: I stay home now. I used to work full time, but now I am in semi-retirement, or I'm in retirement, I guess. That's due to because I had an illness. The first onset of something going wrong was maybe about 8 years ago, and then as my visits to the doctor were becoming more and more frequent, and then they realized, oh, there's something wrong with your kidneys. That took them about 3 years to figure that out, because just different symptoms would happen. I would get like really bad stomach aches that would last for about 6 months. Then they'll go away. Now I would go in and have every test you can imagine to figure out what's wrong with me. They all came back negative. And then all of a sudden I would get really bad headaches. That would last for about 6 months, and then it would go away. So same type of thing, and all these different symptoms. And then I was getting chest pains. And then that went on for about 4 or 5 months. So, for about 1.5 to 2 years, I had all these little different things that were going on, and they really couldn't pinpoint what was going on. And then all of a sudden, one time, my legs were swelling, and they ran some blood work, and they said I was losing too much protein when I would go to the bathroom, and so they said it was something wrong with my kidneys. We did a biopsy, that came back negative, and then that just started a whole slew of going back and forth, back and forth, back and forth to the doctors and not knowing couldn't figure out what was wrong. Then when they finally went in and did the big test, which is I don't know, angiogram, where they go through the main vein and they shoot the dye in you so they can get a good picture, and then they can really see what's going on. Well, that was the last resort, and so they decided to do that. And the pathologist at the time, the doctor, taking these pictures of my kidneys, he sits there, he puts it on the screen, looks at it, and he goes, "There's nothing wrong with your kidneys." That's kind of like a double-edged sword. I'm glad there's nothing wrong with my kidneys, but then again, but something is going on. We need to figure out what's happening here, because I can't keep bleeding like this. So they finally figured it out. Urologist went in. I had a growth growing on the outside wall of my bladder. They never could see it in all these CT scans with contrast and MRIs and everything, because there's a muscle that is around the bladder, and this little entity was growing in between there, and they could never see it. So the urologist went in, he found it, and he was very aggressive in digging it out. And literally that same morning of the surgery that I had, at 7 in the morning, I was home by 12:30 in the afternoon. I felt like a brand new person. It had nothing to do with the anesthesia that they gave me. I literally felt so much better. I felt more like my old self than I had ever felt in the last 8 years. And so that's the history of whenever you hear me say, from my illness, when I got sick, and my episode, that's what the whole thing has happened. That's what all that is. And so my point of reference is always going to be when I got sick, because that was like a change in my life. My mother used to always tell me, things happen, your life takes on a change anywhere from 8 to 10 years. Some kind of life change happens. It could be physically, it could be, good or bad. It could be you're going back to school, or you got married, or you're having your first baby, or you got sick, or someone passes away. There's always some kind of life change, anywhere from 8 to 10 years. And this happens all the time. Well, that was my last, that I can remember, big life change. And so that has altered who I am in a long time, of who I used to be. And I'm happy to be who I am today, but I'm not who I used to be as far as energy and attitude and things like that. I still think that I'm a fun person, but we can all tell the changes in me. And so I went to YouTube to kind of just keep my mind busy and just to try to do something different and everything. And so here I am today. So that was a question that someone had asked me: how did I get to YouTube and everything, and what have I been doing? Someone had asked me about my hair. Yes, these are wigs. I've worn wigs off and on, not all my life, I would say like in the last 15, 20 years maybe. And I have about 25 to 30 different wigs. They're all pretty much around the same style and everything. And I make, I do make some wigs. I don't make a lot. I think I've made 3 wigs, and I like them, and I wear them every now and then. I don't wear them all the time. I kind of stick with the same style and everything. However, I do have one kind of blonde wig. It's a very short bob type of wig, and I haven't worn it yet. It's still sitting in its bag in my closet, and I only bought it because my daughter was with me. She goes, "Oh, that would be, be really cool if you wore that." So it was on sale for like $11, marked down from $80. It was on clearance. I went ahead and I bought it. So I have about 25, 30 wigs maybe, and I love wearing them. I do have a full head of hair. I started wearing them more when I got sick because I just didn't have the strength and energy to do my hair, and it was just much easier. So, and the quality of the hair is so much better now and everything, so I thoroughly enjoy wearing them, and I will continue to wear them. I probably will not venture too much from the styles that I decide to wear all the time, but every now and then I like to throw something in there, just kind of get myself off my usual hairstyle and everything. I get a lot of my wigs. I used to get them at Nogales Beauty Supply in La Puente, and now I buy a lot of them off of Especially Yours. It's an online wig store. I know Crafty Mind 365, you were asking me about the ponytail that I had in one of the videos just about a couple of weeks ago. That one I did purchase at Nogales Beauty Supply in La Puente, and I bought that maybe about 7 years ago, maybe even longer than that. So I don't even believe they have that anymore. So, and I think I paid something like $15 for that. I do not spend a lot of money for my wigs, hence that's why I have so many. And two, it's this, I don't put a lot of wear and tear on my wigs. It's like I'll wear it for like maybe 2 or 3 weeks, and then I'll put it away, and then I'll just pull my hair back into a ponytail, put like a little bun on or something like that. But my wigs don't get a lot of play, and so they don't get worn out as fast as those who like get a hair weave or something like that, and after 2 months or however long the hair lasts, they're getting another one. So I don't spend a lot of money. I try not to spend more than $35 for a wig, and I just like too many different styles and changes to warrant doing, excuse me, my other line is ringing here, to, have all that. So I do enjoy wearing wigs. I love it a lot. And besides, I don't have to go to the beauty salon and sit there for 3 or 4 hours and get my hair cut and styled and colored and blow dried and all that. It's like one day if I feel like having like a short curly wig on, I can put it on. If I feel like a long straight one, I can put it on. If I want like a medium brown or dark brown, I don't have to worry about a dye job and all that stuff. I can just go in my closet and go, okay, I'll wear that one today, and there we go. I don't have to spend a lot of money on color treatments and making appointments and trying to get there on time, and then sitting there and spending 3 or 4 hours in a salon just to get my hair done. That's the same reason why I do my own nails now. Besides the fact we moved away from the girl that I had gone to for 12 years. I think I did it and said it in one of my other videos. I just had a conversation going to my one appointment after we moved down here. My husband said, why don't you just do them yourself? You can probably do it. And then ding, the light bulb went on, and I came and did my research on YouTube and everything. And this was just before I got really sick. And I had all, already had the nail machine. I just, the drill. I just didn't have the acrylic powder and all that other stuff. And so I went online and saw that you can go to Walmart and buy the little kit for like $13 or something like that. You get the full set of everything. And the only thing was missing was the nail drill, and I already have that. And I purchased that from Linens and Things before they went out of business here on the West Coast. And I bought that machine for $18, and that was an $80 machine. Next thing you know, I'm doing my own acrylic nails. Then I got sick, and then I couldn't do my nails anymore because my whole nervous system and everything just got out of whack and everything. So I've come a long way. I've come a long, long way. When I got sick, anxiety kicked in. I couldn't come out of my bedroom. I couldn't walk down my stairs. I couldn't walk down my hallway. My equilibrium was off. Most of the hair on my body fell off. I just went through a complete physical change. And so when I get requests that people ask me would I do a get ready with me video, I have to say no. Only for the simple fact is you don't want to see this without makeup. I don't even like seeing it without makeup. If I did that, you would hit unsubscribe so fast, and I wouldn't blame you. I said this in my other video that I answer questions. I will tell you what I do and show you and share with you the makeup that I use and everything, but you do not want to see this face without makeup. Part of it is, for me, I see the person who went through that sickness. I know I'm past it, but I see that person, and it's difficult. And I know that that's not what I look like, but mentally that's embedded in my memory. It really and truly is, and it's hard to break away from that. And so I put my makeup on in the dark. Now when I say in the dark, I don't turn on any lights. It's not that I'm sensitive to light or anything. It's just that for me, if I do it like that and I'm putting on my makeup, if I can start seeing the color come through, then that means I have on too much. So that's what works for me. But I feel I need the makeup every day because I still see that person who was sick. I got so sick, I lost so much blood, I almost had to have a blood transfusion. And then when I was able to go home, when they were able to stabilize me, I literally slept for 2.5 months. The only time I got up was to go to the bathroom or to take a shower or maybe eat some soup or something. I had no energy or strength. My body was rebuilding and replenishing itself. And I literally stayed in my room, or I slept for 2.5 months in the very beginning. After that, I was getting a little more strength and everything. I was able to sit up in the bed and have a conversation, but I couldn't go out of my room. I could not gauge walking down the hallway, and our hallway you could see downstairs from both sides. My equilibrium would not allow me. I couldn't level it out. My husband had to carry me upstairs and carry me downstairs. And when I did get up to put my feet down on the floor, I had to close my eyes, and I had to have someone next to me to help me stand up because I could not get my balance right. I mean, my body was out of whack, just out of whack. I was upstairs, the second story of our house, I would say for about 4 months all total. I didn't come out of my room. I couldn't come out on my own. When I was able to start going down the stairs, I did the booty scoot down the steps. So I did the scoot on my butt, one step to the next, to the next, to the next, to the next, and then I was able to, I could walk down the hallway, but I couldn't go down, I couldn't maneuver the stairs. So it was like a progress, It's funny when I look back on it now, but when I was going through it, it was very scary. So I got through all of that and everything, and so now we get to, this is why I won't do a get ready with me, because I still see that person who does not, that still looks sick, okay? Even though I know that I'm not, but that's what I see because I saw it for so long and it's embedded in me. So so that's what that question was all about. That's that answer. So let me show you what I do when I am getting ready to put my makeup on. So I do my Philosophy Purity and exfoliating, micro exfoliating wash on my face every morning and every night. And then I use witch hazel to use as a toner. And then once that's done, oh, I forgot to bring it. Now I'm really going to age myself, and those of you who remember this, I want you to raise your hand. Back in the day, I'm even going to tell you these two soap operas that are not even on anymore. Search for Tomorrow and As the World Turns. Okay, if you think back that far, remember the beauty commercial that they used to play for like skin, evening your skin tone and getting rid of age spots and things like that on your face? Porcelana. Yeah, remember that, Porcelana? Well, that's what I use on my face after I do my witch hazel. I have like now all of a sudden I have like this little discoloration growing right here on my jawline, but excuse me, I did have like some dark spots from like where pimples were and things like that. A couple little scarring on my face, so I just use the Porcelana just on those areas right there, just to bleach out those little discoloration spots and things like that. So that's all I use that for. Then when I'm done, depending upon if I'm using, right now I use like a liquid foundation. I don't use a powder foundation, not in the summertime, or I try not to. I use Milk of Magnesia. This is, I just pour some in the little bottle here. Milk of Magnesia helps to keep your oil controlled and keeps the shine down on your face. So I have normal to dry, well, I just have normal skin. But every now and then, you know, I get hot like everyone else, and I'll sweat, and you know, and just some makeup will just, you know, react with your glands and stuff on your face to where you get oily. So this cuts down on that, and that's if you're using like a liquid foundation. After I do that, I use the e.l.f. Face primer. You know, under the eyes, and then I just put it all over my face, and I let that set for a minute. Set that for a minute. Once that's all done, I use my e.l.f. 10 color concealer palette, and I use a combination of all of them. And you'll see as I take the little plastic cover off that there's really no rhyme. Well, there is a rhyme or reason, but I use all of them pretty much. And I just kind of mix. As you can see, I was mixing some right here, you know, because some of your darker ones you mix with your lighter ones, you get the same color. This is the main one that I use right here in this palette. I also use this orangey one, or clay color one. I'm sorry about the lighting. I use the clay color one, you know, to kind of give that, depending upon if you have a yellow undertone or a blue undertone, that's going to determine which concealer you're going to use. And you know what? I've learned to just put it all over my face. Conceal it all. If it already isn't toned in like it's, but just conceal it all, okay? I'm down for concealing all of it. So once I do that, then I use my foundation, and I use different colors like cocoa or mahogany or caramel, and I'll mix some of those together. But right now I'm using the HD Mattifying Cream Foundation Oil Free by e.l.f. and this color is Cocoa. It's a little dark for me, but the way that I put it on, actually I put it on as like a contour, you know, along the jawline, on the temples, up in the forehead, all the way. I just kind of frame the outside of my face with it and blend it with the concealer, okay? So I use that. Once I do that, I'll put my primer on my eyelids. And as far as my eyeshadow goes, there's different things that I use. Most of the time I would use my makeup clutch from e.l.f. I've shown you that, and I'll show it to you again. I've used it so much the little pins fell out, and so the mirror doesn't stay attached. But as you can see, I use this color palette a lot. Okay, and just depending upon what eyeshadow look I'm going for, most of the time it's a nude. And you know, I've told you that before. I stay kind of neutral with that. And then this is the bronzer, this is the highlighter, this is the blush, and this is some kind of face something that I don't even use. And then this is the eyebrow powder, and this is the eyebrow like gel or whatever. And then these are just different lip glosses. And so as you can see, I've delved pretty deep into all of those. And I just mix it all up. Even sometimes I'll put the blush on my eyelid and stuff like that. But right now, the combination that I do is once I use my mattifying cream foundation, I'll follow up with this Bombshell Bronze from BH Cosmetics, and I just put that all over. That is like my sealing in my foundation and covering up the concealer and just giving myself a nice little palette. And this is in, let's see, Diva Matte Bronzer. I think it's Diva. And this I got for $4.50 from BH Cosmetics because my order was more than $30 or $25. And so this is the bronzer that I use all over. Now, today I use this bronzer all over my eyelid, on my whole eye area for eyeshadow. Okay, and then for the actual eyeshadow, I did use some of the colors in the Makeup Clutch from e.l.f. I did do that. And then under my eye to matte it, or I did use, lighter concealer, because you're supposed to contour and all that madness. I use the e.l.f. Translucent Mattifying Powder, and this color is in, let me put my peepers on because it's so tiny. I don't know why they don't write this stuff bigger. This is tinted. It just says tinted. So I guess that's the color. And it's translucent mattifying powder, and this is what it looks like. Oops. That's the color of what it looks like. Okay. And so once I had the concealer, put the bronzer on, I put that up underneath my eyes to just kind of hide my wrinkles and my bags a little bit more. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. Then I followed up in my eye crease here with the e.l.f. Press Powder. Okay. And this is in Cocoa. And to me, this is kind of like a dark color for Cocoa, but I put that in the crease of my eye. I tell you, I stick with neutral colors all the time. I just like that neutral look, and it goes with everything that I decide to wear. And so I use that. And today on my lips, I use Jordana Easy Liner Plush Plum. I used this one. This is the outline of my lips. Okay. And then I used e.l.f. Tea Rose Mattifying Lip Color in the center. So I'm hoping that you could see that. I'm not sure if you can see the actual color, but it turned out okay. And then in my eyebrows, I used the press powder in my eyebrows. I just put that in my eyebrows. Okay. After that's all said and done, and then I used the Urban Decay 24/7 Velvet Glide On Eye Pencil in black. Okay. I don't know if you can see that, and I am wearing false eyelashes today. Oh, and then I also used the Pacifica eyeshadow, the Duo Compact that I received in my Ipsy. I used the lighter color on my lid, and then I used the darker color as well in my crease to blend in with the other makeup from e.l.f. that I used. Then once that's all said and done, I put a douse of Mist and Set. I spray my face. Once that dries, I take my e.l.f. High Definition Powder, put that all over my face, and then I follow up again with the Mist and Set, and believing that that sets everything so when I touch my face, I don't get makeup on my fingers. And so far, that has worked. Now, I can feel that my nose is a little oily maybe. So I just need to follow up with the brush real quick. And I do use my 11-piece e.l.f. makeup set, which by the way on the e.l.f. website right now is $3 with I think a $35 order. You can get this for $3. I think this is normally $17. I can't remember because I got it on a 50% off sale that they had. So that's my routine, and that's pretty much the same. And at night, before I take my shower, I use my makeup removers from Newport that I get from the 99-cent store, which by the way, I've been there the last 3 times. They have not had these, so I bought the other ones that are comparable to Pond's, where these are comparable to Neutrogena. So I'm trying. I'm going to end here because they're just starting on the street again. They were at lunch, so I'm going to go in the room and I'll finish the other part of this video.